Hey everyone, Mo here, and before the video begins, I just want to let you guys know that my schedule has opened up for me to do coaching again. So if you're interested in private one-on-one coaching for me to help you, whether you're a newer player and you want to excel at the game very quickly and learn the fundamentals without developing any bad habits early, or if you're an experienced player who's already maybe platinum or diamond in your top 1%, but you need some help filling in the gap to get you to that 0.01%, to make you just some of the best, then hit me up on Discord and I can get you in some private one-on-one coaching lessons to help you polish up any skills you want to refine and help you learn all of the secrets to becoming a top player. That's it. I hope you enjoy the video. Hey everybody, Mo here, and in this video I'm bringing you guys a deck guide for dummies on the Lee Sin Zoe combo deck. So, for those of you that have played this game for a while now, you know that this is not the first time the Lee Sin combo deck has been invented. Lee Sin Zed used to plague the meta and was extremely broken, a tier 0 deck a couple months ago. And then, Lee Sin got some nerfs, Bastion got some nerfs, and overall we just see new strategies develop, and it kind of pushed Lee Sin out of the meta as far as being tier 0 goes. But now with the introduction of Zoe and cards like Sparklefly, it made all of your really bad matchups for Lee Sin not that bad, pretty good. So because of that, Lee Sin's bad matchups got better for him, and his good matchups never really changed. So because of that, he's come back. He's really big in tournament plays. I believe the rank 1 player right now on NA is in fact using a Lee Sin Zoe deck. This is the deck the rank 1 player is using. A lot of people in high ranked ladder are using these Lee Sin Zoe decks. It's really strong, and a lot of people are very intimidated by the deck. So hopefully this deck guide tells you guys how to play the deck more fluently and helps you get more of those, just free wins. So right now I'll go over each of the cards' purposes on this deck, and I'll give you some of the strategies on how to win with this deck, a lot of mistakes I see people do, and then I'll show you guys a couple of games that I played with the deck. So let's start at the top. So the first card is Spell Thief. This card is extremely underrated. It's a very cheap 1-mana way to get a second spell if you need it for something like a Lee Sin or an Eye of the Dragon. Opponents very often don't play around a 1-mana spell. Like if you only have 1 mana up, they're like, oh, he has no way to trigger the second part of Lee Sin or get a second spell. And most of the time that's true, unless you have this one of Spell Thief. Spell Thief is mainly really good in the mirror match to find things like your opponent's Nopifies, to find opponent's Spell Cascades. It's just an overall very good tool. Next up is Zoe. Zoe is very strong. If you can just get a Zoe on 1 and swing once to get the star chart, that alone can make most of your matchups pretty good. Like your Ez Draven matchup is really good if you can just hit Zoe once and then get an Equinox. Your Scouts matchup gets not that bad if you can hit with Zoe at least once and then just get a Crescent Strike. Your matchups get really easy. The Star Chart card is extremely good, just tacked onto a Zoe body. Plus, in stuff like the Mirror match and in slower control grind matchups, the Zoe level up is a real condition that you could shoot for. Eye of the Dragon helps your aggro matchups and your worst matchups be not that bad. This is how you beat stuff like Scouts, burn aggro. You just play some of your cheap spells and you get a 2-1 blocker every round. It's nice. If you are playing against Scouts, sometimes you'll more than likely try and get Dragonlings on your aggressive turns, because Dragonlings can't block and gain life if your opponent has a Misfortune in play. So sometimes it's better just to get the Dragonling for whenever you're attacking to guarantee you can get the 2 damage life gained. So next you have Guiding Touch, a very nice way to just cycle your spells. It's a very cheap spell. The Healing 2 is really nice. You can heal your Lee Sin for 2 to keep it out of like Ravenous Flock if it's damaged by 2. And you try to Ravenous Flock, you can just Guiding Touch to negate stuff like that. And also just your Nexus, keep yourself a little bit healthier. 2 of Hush, because Hush is really broken. Again, this is a good way to deal with stuff like Overwhelm units, Elusive units, opponents' Lee Sins. Like this is extremely big in the mirror match. You really want a hard mulligan for the Hush. Mountain Goat on 2. Mountain Goat is a really insane 2-drop and helps tempo, as well as, it creates a 1-minute jib every time it attacks. So even if it trades with an opponent's, 1 or 2 drop, you'll get the spell, which is extremely big for your Lee Sin and your Eye of the Dragon hands. And yeah, we'll go more into Goat Synergy on turn 3 combo with Mentor Stones in a second. Next, you play 2 Nopify. This was mostly 3 Nopify if you wanted to really beat Go Hard. But there are Go Hard nerfs coming within like 24 hours. So Nopify will no longer hit Pack Your Bags, but that's still really good. If you can Nopify the first Go Hard, the Go Hard deck will lose. They will never cast Pack Your Bags, and you'll usually win pretty quickly after that. Spell Cascade, because it's the most broken combat trick in the game. It gives your unit +2 power, plus it refills itself, which is really good. If you notice, a lot of the spells in this deck refill themselves. So like Guiding Touch is 2 mana, and it draws you a card, and then Pel Cascade is 2 mana, it draws you a card. The Zenith Blade, you know, you play it, and it draws itself. Demeditation draws itself. This deck has a lot of draw engines in it, and almost everything, all of the good spells replace themselves. Sparkle Fly, like I said, was an addition to make your worst matchups not that bad, actually. So you can play a 2 mana Sparkle Fly, and then if you buff it with the Mentor just one time, it's now a 3/4. Like, a 2 mana 3/4 elusive lifelinker, that card is just literally just infinitely better than the old Kinku Lifeblade that people used to play. Like, people actually play a 4 mana 2/2 elusive lifesteal when you can just play this 2 mana 1/2 and then you get a gem or something, and this card is just immediately better than the Kinku Lifeblade. This card's actually insane. I would not be surprised if at some point in time they nerf this card. But anyways, until then, yeah, this card makes all of your aggro matchups really, really easy if you compare it with something like Mentor of Stones or Goat. So Mentor of Stones is a really, really good card for multiple reasons. It can buff your early game units to make you have good blockers, whether you need fearsome blockers or if you just need a big lifesteal unit like this. And it's also good in the mid to late game where you need to buff your Lee Sin for some extra points of damage. So a really good combo you can do to punish Plaza players is if you're attacking on turn 3, you can play Goat on turn 2, and then you can play Mentor on turn 3. This is because their Plaza turn 3s are usually going to be either Plaza or Misfortune. And which either of those they decide to play, they will not want to block your Goat. If they play Plaza, they're all of a sudden taking 6 damage on their attack with Mentor and Goat. And the important thing here is that they're not killing your Mentor yet. So they have to spend their entire next turn to kill the Mentor, or you just get another big attack. And you get a gem from the Goat, which is generating you more power. But this is a really good punish if you're playing into Plaza deck. I try to get Goat Mentor in my hand just so you can apply a lot of pressure early on. Zenith Blade, because this helps you with your OTK combo with Lee Sin. If you give Lee Sin Overwhelm and you get Lee Sin to 10 power, you will deal 20 damage, at least 20 damage to your opponent's Nexus. Bastion is basically just 2 denies. It's a good way to keep your Lee Sin alive if your opponent taps out for a really big spell like Ruination, or even if they try to Vengeance on curve and they don't have mana for like a Vile Feast backup. It's really nice that way. Conk Palm is again for the mirror match and helping some of the bigger Overwhelm decks or the mid-range style decks deny to stop the really big spells like Ruination, Vengeance, stuff like that. Even sometimes, you know, a Ledro Skill or an Atrocity. Deep Meditation to refill your hand so you never run out of gas, and then always have spells for Lee Sin. And then of course Lee Sin because you like winning the game. A lot of some tips that you can use that a lot of people don't use is if you go turn 2 Eye of the Dragon, then you can Zenith Blade your Eye of the Dragon. People use your Zenith Blades. You can use them kind of aggressively, especially only if you can get the Daybreak. But because it refills itself, unless it gets literally countered, you don't have to worry about not having one for Lee Sin. I see a lot of people when I coach them, they'll play like, you know, an Eye of the Dragon on 2, and then they'll just pass on turn 3 with a Zenith Blade open. There's no reason to do that. Even if you play like, you know, Goat or Eye on turn 2, just play the Zenith Blade. There's no reason not to. It refills itself, so you'll have a late game for the Lee Sin. But now all you did was make it so you have a 2/5 blocker. Like a 2 mana 2/5 blocker is so insane against aggro decks, and then against your mid-rangey or control decks, if you can get a 4/4 Overwhelm Goat as attacking, that's such a big deal to deal with. Like, it's gonna be really hard for Go Hard to deal with this because all their blockers are like 1/2s and 2/2s. So you can swing with Goat, you trample over or overwhelm over 2 damage, and you get your gem, and it lives. And that alone is just really, really crazy. So don't be afraid to use your Zenith Blades a little bit aggressive early on, as long as you can get the Daybreak for it, and then guarantee that it draws another Zenith Blade for your Lee Sin later on. And then towards the end, again, just try and make sure you keep your Lee Sin alive. If you can keep your Lee Sin alive and you have the capability of counting to the number 10, then you should be able to win a lot of matchups pretty freely at that point. It's just keeping your Lee Sin alive and avoiding the early game swarm. So that's it for the early deck guide. Before I show you guys the games, I wanted to remind you guys that 86% of the people that watch my videos aren't actually subscribed to me. So if you guys can do me just a huge favor and click that subscribe button, it's free, easy, and it helps me out so much with the YouTube algorithm and getting my content out there for new people to find. So that's it, and enjoy the games. It's a mirror match. Cool, so you just want to control the board here. Lee Sin Spell's really good at this. I took Lee Sin Spell out of my deck, though. I don't think I'm playing any... Yeah. Lee Sin Spell is good for the mirror match. You just want to control the board. I'm going to play Zoe on 1. Hopefully he doesn't have a Zoe or a Sparkle Fly. We're chilling. Sick. We're probably chilling then. We'll just open with Zoe. We don't need to push Goat damage. Because it's just giving him a chance to play Sparkle Fly and block our Zoe. Also, Zoe level up is really good. So, yeah. Please play Mountain Goat. And then here, we're able to play Mentor. We're hoping he doesn't have, like, a way to hush Zoe. Sure. We really just need to keep the Zoe alive. Zoe win condition is a real thing. Okay, let's, we end up with a star chart. See if we can get Equinox and Trickster. And Charger. All these are alright cards, actually. I don't really know which one I want. We probably... Equinox would be good if he opens, like, Zenith Blade onto a Sparkle Fly. We can also just Equinox any, like, Mentor or something. I like Equinox here. And then we can just Burst Pass. Because we're probably not... We're never swinging with Zoe because Hush is a card. We can still just pass again. If we really, really needed to, we could have, like, swung with Mentor with Goat. But, again, that just lets them go, like, a Hush Pale or some, like, dumb shit. And right now, we have the Lee Sin, which is super important. Worst case scenario here is he plays Lee Sin and then, like, some spells. We have, Conch Palm, so I'm not too worried. We can just pass. We'll force him to have spells here. And then we can just Conch Palm the Lee Sin. If he passes, we're... Don't care. We're chilling. We have our combo in hand. We're chilling. So we can play our Lee Sin. So we don't have Hush, which is really sad, because Hush is like the biggest card you could have in this matchup. Just because hushing the opponent's Lee Sin is really, really big. It's literally like game-changing. Whoever ends up with the Lee Sin is just the winner, right? So... Mentor. So we can do something like... Hail... something? Do something? So here, I want to swing at least with this to buff up my Lee Sin. We're probably just going like... I just still don't want to swing with Zoe. We can just like pale this. It's pretty rough. Okay. This is okay. I don't want to swing with Zoe because I want to try and get a leveled Zoe. Getting a leveled Zoe is pretty good for us. She's already halfway there. That's probably our best chance, is just get leveled Zoe and then play an elusive unit or something and then swing out. Until we draw a Hush. As soon as we draw a Hush, then we can think about winning with Lee Sin. Sure. Oh, we have to gem here. Sure. We can just gem Lee Sin. And then we just have to be able to Conch Palm this thing. We have to have Conch Palm deny, which is... We'll have enough mana for that. Wait, no we won't. Wait, yeah we will. Okay, sorry. Because we have to Conch Palm the Lee Sin and then deny his deny. And just hope he doesn't have, like, Bastion deny. Or double deny, I mean. We have to hope he doesn't have double answers. As long as he doesn't have double answers, we're chilling. So you can just play slowly. Like right here, he probably opens with like, you know, gem Lee Sin, do other stuff. You can like gem Lee Sin, pump it. I'd be very shocked if he tried to kill Lee Sin here. If I were him, I would just try to kill the Zoe. Because I'm obviously going for Zoe level up by not attacking with Zoe and being very safe around Hush. I could have put him in a spot last turn where I like buffed my Lee Sin, pulled his Lee Sin, and swung with Zoe, and that forced him to say like, okay, what are you doing? I don't have to play anything here. I'll burn a card, but that's fine. Okay. We don't have Nopeify. That's fine. Worst case scenario here is he goes like Nopeify and then has Deny mana. I really just want to be able to like Honk Palm into Deny. Because I don't want to get Nopeify denied, which is what this mana is showing. So here, we're actually like super sad if he has just like Bastion. Because we don't have Hush. Honestly, if he has Bastion here, we probably have to try and dig into Hush. Okay, so Zoe's at 7. So Lee Sin spell makes us sad now. That's the only reason like preemptive Conk Palm sucks, is if he has Lee Sin, second Lee Sin in hand. What has happened? Okay, so he's just trying to make his board big. Okay, no worries. He's go like block. Almost like, I think I want to kill both Mentors just so... If I kill both Mentors, maybe his hand is like really spell light. Hey, this is fine. I don't mind this hand at all. Because he has to play a Hush preemptively on something. Like, it wouldn't surprise me if he like hushed Lee Sin. It would surprise me actually. We at least kill this. I don't want to preemptively do like a Pale Cascade. Because then he can also, you know, have like Pale Cascade, have Hush, have anything. And as of right now, I really don't think... Maybe his hand is just like a bunch of units. If he has a unit clunky hand, we're chilling. So, after this, we're probably just playing a gym and passing, if he lets this go through. But Pale, is it gonna be like Pale Pale? Pale Pale into Hush would be pretty good. I mean, we can just, like, Pale this. We get Barrier on Lee Sin. And because this way, I mean, if he has Hush, Lee Sin never lives anyways, but at least this way we can kill the Eye of the Dragon. Okay. So we can play this really balanced card in our hand. Zoe is 8 out of 10. We can Equinox the Eye of the Dragon to try and bait out a Nopeify. If he Nopefies this, we can go with the Zenith Blade on Lee Sin. And this is fine. Because he has to have at least one Nopeify in his hand. Okay. So our Zoe is leveling next turn. Which is pretty cool. That's a leveled Zoe. He doesn't have Hush in his hand. So he has to have some amount of, like, units and then, like, Nopeify. There's Nopeify. We say okay. I think I want to try and find a Hush. I probably should have done this in response. Yeah, so no Hush. Again, we're pretty sure he doesn't have Hush. We can just gym up the Zoe. That levels Lee Sin. And yeah, we just swing like this. We can even go in with like the double gem on Zoe just to push all of the damage. This is more vulnerable to Hush, but he didn't have Hush the last 2 turns, and then he top decked to the Sparkle Flag because it was the leftmost card in his hand. So he hasn't drawn anything new. Oh yeah, I guess we gave him a way to get gems. Oh, that's pretty stupid of me. Yeah, this attack was bad. Because now he's leveling Lee Sin for sure. But maybe this can find us either a way to stun the Lee Sin or an obliterate would be cool. So there's his Zoe, that's fine. So I found us nothing. Oh wait, this is really good. This gives our unit spell shield. Which means they don't die to like Lee Sin cook. Oh yeah, I don't think it matters because we're kind of getting open attacked. So we kind of just win here. Next turn. All of our units have lifelink. He has to open with Zenith Blade, and then we'll just Spell Thief away and Nopify, hopefully. I think as long as he doesn't Zenith Blade us, we win. So now we can just play Destroyer. Because all of our stuff will have Spell Shield. We can gem up like Lee Sin. Just because I want to be able to get a shield. So we can't die to Lee Sin cook. Because he top decked Mentor again. It was the furthest left card because it was on the left side of the gems. Always good to hand track. So this way, like, because I've been hand tracking, that's how I've known he hasn't had Hush this entire game. Because every card he's played, he's top decked from the left side. And again, we know he didn't have Hush like 5 turns ago or whatever it was. Like, we've literally put him in a spot 3 different times now where if he had Hush, he could have used it and it would have been good for him. But also, we don't need to play Zenith Blade anymore because this unit gave our Lee Sin Overwhelm. So it's going to be really hard for us to lose. It's going to be really hard for us to lose because our Lee Sin now has Overwhelm and Spell Shield. Thanks for the follows, William, Marsha, and HTRU. Yeah, so those of you that don't know, I am live streaming over on Twitch, twitch.tv/emotional. Links in the description. And so, if you want sneak peeks and stuff like this, where I do record these videos live on stream, you could maybe see the next YouTube video before everyone on YouTube does. Just head over to Twitch. This game's pretty locked up. We kind of just win. Sure. Like, we just play this. Spell Thief away, literally anything. Probably Nopify. Yeah. Nopify is good. So Lee Sin gets Barrier now. And I mean, we'll just gain as much life as possible. Okay. And we should have lethal. He only has 1 card. This card has to be a Bastion. Basically, he has to top deck Bastion for him to not die. Actually, he dies anyways because all of our units kill him. We'll give you Challenger. Cool. All right. Here we go. Good game. So in the mirror match, you just want to control the board state, try and win with Zoe. Alright. Okay, so Scouts. So Scouts is a harder matchup for sure. Basically going to come down to, can we draw our Lee Sin? And do they have Plaza on 3? That's a lot of Mentors. That is a lot of mentors, chat. Yeah, so if he plays Plaza on 3 here, we're gonna play Mentor. Because it makes it so he can't play Plaza. Like, he has to play at least Misfortune here. This is fine. He has to... If I were him, I would Valor right now, which I think Aqua Deity is a good player. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. We have room for a draw. I think if he had Valor, he would have played it right there before I could Nopify. So yeah, I don't think he has Valor. I think I am gonna Sparkle Fly. Hush would be a cool card. I don't want to block that. I'm just gonna take all the damage and then probably just kill him with this elusive unit. Like, maybe that's suicide if he has, like, a rally. He could rally and then kill me with a scout unit. But I think we're just going to try and gain a bunch of life with Sparkle Fly here. Be chilling. If he has rally, we just have Nopify, so... Sure. So, like, this attack is fine. Okay. Put him down to 4. And then he can't rally us because we have the Nopify, and he knows that. So we just have to survive, like, next turn. And hope he doesn't have, like, Sharp Sight, basically. Hush is great, so now we're not even worried about Misfortune anymore. Yeah, this is fine. So now we're not losing to Misfortune. We'd honestly pass because we're not in, like, any danger here. We could play this. I want to keep Bastion mana. I think of why I wouldn't Bastion. Late stream, huh? Yeah, something like that. I didn't plan on streaming this late. We can gym. I'm trying to think of how we lose this. He has to play Valor into Sharp Sight. We can just Nopify. And if he has Sharp Sight, we're sad anyways. Yeah, Valor into, like... I think if he has Sharp Sight, we're not winning this game. Probably anyways. It's 10:40. Yeah, it's 4:30. I'm just recording these games real quick. And then going to bed. These games are for the YouTube. So say hi, chat. Say hi to YouTube. This matchup's pretty hard, but we kind of just beat him with an elusive unit. And this is most of the time how you have to win this matchup. Is you have to get, like, a cheesy win with Sparklefly, or you have to have, like, Lee Sin on 5 and then, like, kill their Misfortune with it. Because now he's saying, like, okay, how do I beat this? Croaker, so he's trying to Croaker into a Sharp Sight. So we can play Eye of the Dragon. We can play Eye because we'll always have Nopify open for the Valor, which is all we need. Sure. So this is a riposte. So we can block this, and then... I mean, he can riposte his Misfortune to kill off my Eye, but we don't care. Chain Vest. Wait, but what if I have Pale Cascade? Interesting. Okay. I mean, yeah, the only thing we lose to here is, Sharp Sight, which is the same thing we've lost to always. So let's see if he has it. Okay. He didn't have Sharp Sight, so we win. Yeah, that's how that win that matchup. You have to cheese it out with, like, elusive wins, like elusive damage. Or you have to have, like, Lee Sin on 5 with, like, leveled up Lee Sin on, like, 6 or 7, basically. Like, you have to win really, really fast with Lee Sin. But, yeah, I mean, we had the Mentors, we had the elusive unit, and he didn't have Sharp Sight, so we'll take with those wins. So that's gonna be it for this video, guys. Hope you guys enjoyed. Make sure, again, to go check out the Twitch channel, so that way you can see videos like this recorded live, so you get to see them before all the other YouTube frogs see them. And, yeah, I stream on Twitch Monday through Friday, post videos here Monday through Friday. And join the Discord so you get notifications on everything. I'll see you in the next video. Bye.